Hey, alright guys, nice to see you again. It's quite a long time I wasn't flying. My last flight was in Tenerife, and here in UK it's still bad weather, and if it's nice weather I'm stuck in the work, so that's why I don't have much flying. I've got many questions like about the paragliding, how I will join, what I need to do, if I need to join school or if I know. So I will try answer your question and stuff and show you how actually the paragliding working, and if you want to start, like what everything you need to know before you will start paragliding. So if you want to start paragliding, you can do in two ways. First one, as the proper way, you should find a paragliding school and start with them and learning with them. Or some people, like I did when I started paragliding, I was kind of doing the naughty way, the danger way. So I was doing everything by my own, like by YouTube. I was watching YouTube videos and I actually started flying because I said, oh, I don't want to spend money for training and stuff, like I can do it by myself, you know. I was a bit nuts. You can do it that way, it's possible, but it's really dangerous and you are not legal. Because why? Because if you're flying here in the UK or anywhere around the world, we are not alone, we've got airspaces, and that is quite important. So you can see these airspaces around. That is airfield, there we've got another airfield, that is army and stuff. So you actually don't know how the airspace look like, and you will just start fly and you will end up in the problems, you know. So we are not alone, so that's the main problem. We've got here London airspace. Oops, sorry. You can see it's starting to be a bit more open and say, oh yeah, I want to fly around London and stuff. So why it is bother me? So anywhere else you even don't know you've got airspaces, so you need to be really careful. And we've got some rules, so doesn't mean if I'm flying around the airport or not. So still we are not alone flying. We need to still learn some rules. So if you want to do the proper way, so in the UK here we've got BHPA association. If you don't know what's this one, so looking exactly like that, BHPA. So it's British and hang gliding paragliding association. So these people making kind of rules like CAA or FAA. If you want in the plane, Civil Aviation Authority, or Federal FAA is in USA, Federal Aviation Authority, I think. Yeah, so if you want to fly normal planes, you have to get the license. You need to learn about the plane, airspaces, laws and stuff, weather, and after you got the license and after you can fly, like with the others, let's say. If you want to start in the UK, or I believe everywhere around the world, in USA, in Europe, in Asia, or Russian, or anywhere else you want to start paragliding, they've got probably some association like our BHPA. So the best way, just find the website and just find how it's working there. But I will show you how it's working in the UK. I think it's pretty much similar everywhere else. If you want to fly in the UK, or if you want to become a paragliding pilot, you have to join the BHPA. You need to be BHPA member. When you will join the school, or if you will find local school, you can actually find where is the local school around you. Just if you will typing on BHPA website, and there you will see where is your local school. So I guess that will be same in everywhere around the world. If you will type your association, so there you will find probably the local school, or everything is online. So how it look like your first day of joining? Before you will start any training, you need to pay a membership. And what does it mean? The membership, you got like 1 day membership. If you want to try just trial paragliding, you can do 1 day. You paying that membership covering instructors, covering you, and you working with a professional rating school. So they are not some dodgy people. Okay, I will learn to fly, you know what I mean? So you pay for the membership, and what is including in the membership? In the membership, including your insurance. And it's quite important, like before you will start flying, you need to be insured. So I've got actually my insurance paper, but this one is for a year, not for a month. But how it look like, that insurance is just third part policy. It's third part liability after £5 million. That's covering paragliding and hang gliding activities under BHPA regulation. But if you will, let's say, crash on your training, or if you're flying on someone Bentley, or you will crash on the house, or you will land on the house and destroy the roof and stuff like that, you need to be insured, and this one will be covering you. That is just third part, guys. That don't covering your health. What that means? So if you will broke your legs, or you got any health problem afterwards, broke your back, and you will be on the wheelchair or something, you never know. So that one won't covering you. This one will be covering just the part, like the people you destroyed the house and stuff like that. So if you want to be a cover health you have to pay extra that, but not with BHPA. I think there are any different companies like AXA or insurance when you're taking mortgage to the house, so you are covered there, or if you want to, you have to buy extra. And because I got some question, one guy was asking me like, how is the insurance working in Europe, or is there any company who insuring just paragliding for this health? But I'm not aware of any company who is just aiming for the paragliding and actually like covering you in Europe or around the world. I'm not aware. Maybe is there, but I'm not aware. If is, just put in the comments how it's working in your country, and I will just copy from the comments and put it up so people can actually see that. So when we went to Tenerife, or if I won't go to Europe flying, the BHPA covering me for 120 days, they saying, but or for the third part, if I will like land on the house or something, I will be covered by BHPA. But if I will be longer, or just going, there is one covering me around the world actually, but if I will be longer, or if I want health insurance, so I need pay extra. Like when I went to Tenerife, I pay AXA, I don't know how much, it was like 30 quid for a week or something like that, I'm not sure, and that was covering me my health. If I got accident, the helicopter will take me on the places and stuff like that. Okay, so about the school. How it look like when you will join a school or when you will start training, and how long is that take? So you've got a few stages. When you're starting, you have to join BHPA, so you will join the BHPA. Second, you will start the elementary pilot, we calling EP, elementary pilot license. From EP, you're jumping to CP, is a club pilot. So elementary license will take you up to 1 week. If the weather and everything is good. In UK probably much longer, but if you are somewhere around the world, or you've got BHPA schools in Spain, in France, in like kind of nicely spread around the world, so it doesn't matter. So basically EP elementary pilot 1 week, CP club pilot 2nd week. So when you've got the first license, you can't fly by your own anywhere, you need to be always under supervisor with the instructor. Second stage is a CP, that is in good weather you can do both in 2 weeks time, and you will be signed off, so that means you can join the club. So around the UK we've got many clubs, or when you've got clubs around the world, so you will join your club and you will stay with your club. And how it look like when you start, you will got this student training book, so I'm using this one. So they will give you this book, you will just put your information, you will need to read like about the paragliding is actually the dangerous sport and stuff like that. So first day, as you can see, is a ground handling and learning ground handling, like briefing preparation and inflation, direction control and stuff about the ground handling. After you've got your first hops, so you got a small first experience on the flying. But after is the flying experience, so you need to know like you are pilot of command and you taking responsibility and stuff like that, and you carry on first flights. After you've got your theory, because when you will finish your elementary pilot, you need to know about meteorology, some basics, clouds, what's happening, principle of flight, so why we flying, why the glide is flying and stuff like that, rules of the error rule, and some elementary safety examination. So you need to know like what is stalled. So kind of basic stuff. After you will do your exams, they will give you paper, you will do your exams, and after the club pilot you carry on is a pre-soaring, soaring. That this one is hill environment. After you go to power, but everything is pretty much same. Some people was asking about the toe, and so I will just carry on. Pre-soaring, after soaring, flying with the others, and after improving your skills, exploring your spin range, accelerator system, forward launching, and you carry on, reverse launching, slope landings, active flying, rapid descents, any techniques. So everything is included in this book. On the end you got slightly bigger exams, and because this one is hill environment, so you got slightly different about the hill and environment, so there are some slightly different rules when you the soaring and stuff like that. And on that end you will be signed off and you will get your like club paragliding rating hill paper, and BHPA will send you your license card and stuff like that. But this book staying with your instructor, and they will keep this book for 6 or I think up to 6 years. So when you got accident and everything, so they can actually look behind like what type of the pilot it was and stuff like that. But after when you finish, and after 2 weeks when everything going right, in 2 weeks to finish, you can actually start flying, join your club. They will give you other book, is a pilot book, so you will need to progress. So if you want to fly long cross country and stuff like that, because when you're flying with a club, you can fly around the world, that's no problem, but you always need to be with some kind of guide, because you can't just fly and bugger off, because you remember we've got the airspace and you need to know about the airspaces and stuff like that, because you don't want to fly in the really busy airspace and be in the trouble, because that is not excuse. Like, oh, I don't know, there was airspace. Nobody will ask like if you know or you don't, but you flow in and you can make any accidents or can be dangerous. So that's why you can end up in jail, let's say, yeah? So you need to be careful. So that's why it's good to, when you start in paragliding, do everything proper with the club. Don't be lazy, or you said like I did and I don't want to pay money. Okay, pilot handbook is progressing. So if you want to be a pilot rating, you have to carry on, but this one is staying with you, and when you going on the hill, you will find your coach or local club coach or someone who got the authority signing off in the task, but you need follow. You've got like tow pilots, they've got slightly different task, or you got hill environment, so maybe you can pause it and you can read what the tasks actually are, and all pilots need to do some emergency stuff and they need to know how to flying with others. And if you want to be when you will done this task, every single one, if I will be on the hill or some other instructor or coach, so they can sign you off. So they will see the task like 3 takeoffs, 3 landings in wind direction at less than 5 miles per hour. So if someone will there will see you, will sign you off, and as you're doing these points, and on the end you will get the pilot rating, but you will do some exams, because there is just more advanced exams, and that's why you're progressing. So someone asked me, I think a guy from Lithuania, he says, oh, he will start doing his training, but he will be a tow pilot. Everything is pretty much same as you see from the beginning: ground handling, flying experience, launch, but it's slightly different because you are towing, so there are slightly different exams, but everything is pretty much same. And when you will finish and you want to kind of be a hill pilot, because your license will be just tow pilot, so you always starting from the flat area and stuff like that, you are towing. It's simple, just find your school, local school in UK or somewhere else, and say I want to just do the conversion from tow pilot to hill pilot, and probably you will spend just 1 or 2 days, maybe just 1 day, just showing them if you can understand and be safe around the hills and understand the rules, how we avoiding each other when we flying on the reach, because it's many people and thermals and stuff like that. So it's simple, it's not that difficult. And after power paragliders and everything, the training is same: ground handling, unpowered ground handling, unpowered short flights, and after you've got the power is preparation for power flight, and it's different because you've got the engine and you need to understand. I read here like danger to stop an auto with proper kill switch, engine stopping, processors in even of the fire, safety is slightly different, but exactly everything is same flying paragliders. So that's the stages, so you can choose which one you want, and it's really easy to upgrade like from one on the other. Really popular is mainly hill pilots, because you don't need take very heavy equipment and stuff like that, especially when you're in the hills. And I had some questions like, oh sorry, but I living really far from like cities and stuff, like my closest school is 500 miles. If I should join and go to school, yeah, my answer is yes, you should go and join them. But you said, oh, you don't want to travel that long distance and stuff like that. Some people will be probably arguing, I can say that you have to join the school and you have to go in there, but I did kind of the bad way. I don't join the school or anything, I was learning by myself. You can learn everything on the YouTube, on the internet. There are books, so if you want to learn and stuff, there are good books like this one, Touching the Cloud Base. That is from Ian Cooter. He is a BHPA officer, and he make this nice book. It's a simple, nice book, including everything about the paragliding through the history. I don't sell this book, but it's quite good. Health and safety, as you can see, health and safety. There we got introduction equipment, what you need actually for paragliding: your canopy, helmet, seats, helmet seats, reserve chute, and there is how paragliding flies. So the basic principle flying. So that book kind of give you everything you need to know, how the wing behaving, how you're turning, how is the drags, how it look like your wingtip vortex when you're flying. It's good. So if you want to learn about paragliding, you can actually just start studying. Just buy a books or see everything on the YouTube, on the internet or something. But I kind of recommend this book. It's quite nice. You've got the front launch, back launch, you've got landings rules, heavy flying, thermaling rules, and carabiners, how it works. That's him. That's the guy who put this book together. That's Ian. And we've got how it look like when your instability stalls, reserve shoot and stuff like that. So it's a really good book. It will give you everything. Soaring, thermaling techniques, hills, how the winds look like, where is the lift band, as you can see here, where is the rotor behind the hill. Fantastic. And how the landing, top landing approaches and stuff. What is quite nice. Oh, some rules, because air rules, because when you're flying with the others, yeah, look at this picture, is sometimes not simple, sometimes can be scary. So avoiding rules, as you can see, when these two gliders flying head on, these two gliders flying heads on, the rule is everyone's turning to the right. Or when that glider approaching and he's on his right side, then the rule is he got the right way, so you have to avoid him. Before I will show the rules, there's like airspaces. When you're doing the cross countries, there are charts, meteorology, yeah. It's everything, fronts, how it looks like, including the fronts, sea breezes, fantastic. That book got everything, polar curves, how the glider flying, and there was some instability, exploring like full store, acro flying, yeah, what's the different emergency procedures, throwing your reserve chute, when danger, tandem flying, it's everything. But what I want to point, there was some aerospace, learning the aerospaces and stuff. But so what I want to show you or explain, this one is a paragliding book, and paragliding is not different with the normal flying of plane flying, because I'm doing plane flying as well. I'm flying aircraft, so you can actually you don't need to use this paragliding book if you want to learn. When you don't have any access with this kind of books for paragliding pilots, you can use, because you can see the basic rules. Avoiding is just, or it's like different with the ridge soaring, because the planes don't fly in ridge, so how we avoiding people on the ridge and stuff. But what I will show you, this one, when I was learning how to fly in aircraft, this one is flying training of the aircraft, and there are different books on the back. We've got this meteorology, air navigation, but don't worry about it. But you don't need actually using proper paragliding books if you don't have the access. You can learn from normal aviation books, because the rules and air law and meteorology is everything same. As here we've got avoiding rules. You've got two aircraft going in each collision, both turning right. It was the same like with the paragliding. You've got two gliders turning and both turning to the right. Do you see? Or it's the same with the like overtaking, which way you should overtaking. And here is exactly same. Two going on the right and stuff. So what I want to say, if you will learn air maps, reading what the airspace is, what's the why you should go in, why not, and what you need to know. You don't need actually using the paragliding books. You can use anything. There we've got nice explanation about the weather. When you want to be paragliding pilot, you have to know much more better around the weather than the other pilots, because if you're flying the canopies, there is like what's happening with your wing and stuff. So what I want to point, if you don't have school near you, you can actually learn by yourself. Before I will do any ground handling stuff, learn with the books, learn everything about, check if you've got any airspace around you and learn about that stuff. After, do your ground handling, so you don't need to buy a glider straight away. You can just do ground handling with the small like kites, but you need to go two-liner kites, the front and back. So they are like paragliding. You've got like A and you've got the brakes, because you've got four-liners kites, or you've got just two-liners. So when you go two-liners, they go just one way or the other. The best one learning is four-liners, so you are really safe because it's a small kite and you can actually understand what the wing doing when you're kiting the kite. And after you can buy old ground handling wing and do it. So you can learn by yourself, you can do your research and learning everything you need to know. And after, when you are kind of confident, go travel this 500 miles somewhere where is your first school, contact the instructor and tell him you was preparing home, you were doing the homework, you know how to do. And actually what he will do, he will assist you. Probably you will spend 1 or 2 days, like kind of I did when I did my first license. I was already flying kind of illegally, and I was learning everything illegally, and I find my instructor Andrew accidentally on the hill, and he helped me with my flying and everything. I'd done everything in 2 days. One was showing him flying, and the second day was doing these exams and showing him I understand weather condition and stuff. So that was awesome. So what I'm saying, if you are 500 miles, it's not excuse people from Europe, people from UK or stuff like that. Or you say, oh, I will spend £1,000, or yeah. Question is like, how much it cost? Can they cost up to £1,000 if you're in the UK? But everything is all £1,000. But if you are really good, if you're learning before, so probably your cost will be £300 or 400 or maybe less. It depends how good you are. But if you spend 2 weeks, you never learn. So instructor needs to spend a lot of time with you, pushing you, learning, showing you stuff. So that's why it's expensive. But if you know stuff before and you are good, you can save your money. So it's not like £1,000. Can be up to 1,000. If you go into Europe, it's much cheaper. There's some people going, oh, I don't want to do it here, I will go to in Europe. You can do it cheaper. Find your best way, is up to you, but make sure you're learning with the instructor and with a safe environment. And if you are like that guy said, he was from somewhere North Canada, I think. So he got quite a long way to travel. So you can learn, study, do the ground handling, and find your instructor, talk to your instructor, and he will probably give you a guidance, or just send me and I will help you. And after, when you will finish kind of the training, you think you are kind of confident, just go and do the training with them. You will spend 1 or 2 days and they will give you the license and they will sign you off. That is quite important. So please do it that way. So I've got a few questions, like some people starting to asking me, Peter, what wing is the best for me for ground handling and stuff? So when you're starting for ground handling, you can buy old wings, really cheap, like 200 quid and 250, stuff like that. But remember, they are really old and they are not safe to fly, but they are safe to be on the ground and just messing with them. So any old A wing you can find, yeah, but not really old, the proper old age, because if you want wing, they need to look like normal wing, because the really old ones, if you will find a wing as this one, oh, can you see with opening cell, that is really old, and I'm not sure if you will be able to learn anything, or like these wings, that was the proper first one. So if you see this proper colorful, you know that is too old for learning. But yeah, you can ground handle them, but it's really hard to ground handling them. Or this kind of wings, sorry, oh, you see, it's kind of like old parachutes. But this one, if the wing look like kind of this, or any similar of the paragliding, yeah, so they are good. Just remember A wing, or yeah, A wing, or if you want, you can buy a small mini wing. They are much smaller. They are not good to fly anything, but they are good for ground handling and you can learn. So pretty much anything, and when you will progress, you will buy normal proper wing and you will fly. So that will be about the wings. And I've got some question. What's the difference between normal wing, paragliding wing and paramotoring wing? So paragliding wing and paramotoring wing, they look really similar. It's not big different with the wing itself, because the shape and everything is exactly the same. But what's the difference on the paragliding wing and paramotoring wing is a trim. Because hopefully that will be looking nice. As you got wing from the profile, that is, this one is the front edge of the wing, yeah, and that back here, front is leading edge, where the hose, and back is trailing edge. So when you are normal paragliding guy, you just using the back lines here, these back lines, and you just pulling them down, and that's why you're turning. But these paragliding wings got the trimmers are set on the one angle, so you've got your best glide. So when you put your hands up, you're gliding best, and your maximum speed is, let's say, 35 kilometers an hour. Don't know now how much is in the mile. But if you're flying the paramotoring, you want to be fast, because you got the engine and everything. You don't need start, you don't need to go for foremost. You need the fast wings. And what's just different, because as you've got the back of the wing, sorry, yeah, like here you can see the wing flying through. you will be able to moving with that back sides here, up and down. So if the wing is like that, when you're braking, you're moving these ends. But if you want to go fast, you will just, because your wing is set up on this angle, let's say, paragliding normal, and when you're flying proper fast wing, you need to set the trimmers out, so you will make the wing much flatter, so you can fly much faster. And I've got actually kind of paramotoring risers, so I will try demonstrate, sorry about it. So we've got the front one, I'm flying that way, my A's, there are big ears, there are B's, C's, and this one are our brakes attached, so last risers. And here on the bottom, here you can see the speed system as you know from the front when you put extra speed, but as the back wing, they got the trimmers, sorry, that's the trimmer look like is exactly on your last when are the C's. And what that means, so when I open the trimmer and when I fully open the trimmer and try pull the lines, it's difficult to see, but you can see that angle, the back lines here, back rises and up, I change the angle of the wing because I open the trimmers on the back. If I will pull them down, you can see how this one change is much in the level. So that's just different because you won't fly faster, that wing flying much faster. So you've got the back trimmers on the end of the wing. Hope it makes sense. That's my back trimmers, that is the front speed system. It's looking a bit messy, but that's different with a paragliding wing and paramotoring wing. Yeah, if you will use your normal wing, and if you are in a range with your paramotor, with the paragliding wing, and if you will just change the risers for paramotoring ones, you can actually fly your wing as a paramotor wing, but not all wings are good for it, but you can do it. You can do it. And they are reflex wing because the back is reflex. Okay, sorry about the video is a bit long, but hopefully I answer your all questions, or if you want to become a paragliding guy, so hopefully you know the basic stuff, how it's look like the system inside. If you've got more questions about anything, just let me know below the comments, or if you got information how the training is in your country done, or how the insurance in your country, or if someone knows the global insurance about the paragliding, just put below in the comments and I will slide the comments up and just bring them up so everyone can actually read, so that will be really helpful, guys. So hopefully I will fly soon and do more kind of fun videos, and hopefully see you soon, but still the weather is so bad here. Thank you for watching this tutorial on intro into paragliding, and guys take care, and hopefully see you soon on the hill. Bye bye.